The weather is about to change in a big way. Tropical storm Gabrielle will become a hurricane. Welcome to the weather forecast on VTV TN8 channel. Dear friends, in today's forecast, we'll break down what you need to know about the weather that will affect the United States over the next 7 days. The weather is about to change a lot over the next few days as we expect multiple major storm systems to move over the Rocky Mountains and bring showers, thunderstorms, and even severe weather to areas like the Great Plains all the way up to the East Coast. Temperatures will also fluctuate a lot over the next 7 days. Hurricane season is quickly waking up in the Atlantic as we have Tropical Storm Gabrielle and several other tropical storms that could emerge before the end of September. One of them could even form in the Caribbean or Gulf of Mexico. We're in watch mode, not action mode, but we've been watching you in Bermuda very carefully from Sunday through Monday. Gabrielle. The storm is growing stronger in the Atlantic. If you like this video, please share it with your friends, family and on social media. Comment in the comments below the video. I really appreciate it. And we'll start with what's going on across the country today. And right now, we have a storm system moving through the Midwest. This is a weaker low-pressure system that's moving eastward. And it's going to continue to bring showers and even some thunderstorms throughout the day today into the Midwest and into the middle Mississippi River Valley. On the other hand, we're looking at the potential for severe weather later in the day in Kansas and Nebraska, where we're looking at the possibility of damaging winds, large hail, and even a few tornadoes. In addition, there's a lot of moisture right now along the West Coast and the 4 central states. This is actually the aftermath of Tropical Storm Mario that was in the Pacific just a couple of days ago. So we're going to continue to see some showers and even some flooding in some areas like New Mexico, California, and Arizona. And along the East Coast, it's pretty quiet and dry for the most part. The only exception is South Florida, where some heavy rain will continue over the next few days. We're going to have a pretty big change in our weather over the next few days as we expect multiple storm systems to move over the Rockies, which will bring back some active weather as we head into this weekend. So, we have a small upper-level low-pressure system that is currently sitting over the upper Midwest and also over the northern plains. This will bring some isolated severe weather today and scattered showers and thunderstorms today and tomorrow for much of the Midwest, as well as across the Central Plains. As we head into this weekend, we'll see that small low-pressure system weaken as it moves over the Great Lakes. Shortly after that, we'll have 2 low-pressure systems developing. One off the coast of California and another over Wyoming. Both of these systems are going to be very heavy with showers and thunderstorms throughout the week, extending all the way into southern and western California and all the way east to the East Coast. So as we get into Tuesday and Wednesday, we're going to see the first low-pressure system move across the Central Plains. And then, midweek and late in the week, another low-pressure system could form right over the Northeast. So, we could have as many as 3 to 4 low-pressure systems over the United States on Thursday, which will basically bring a bunch of heavy showers and thunderstorms. And a lot of moisture will come with all of this. And finally, through the weekend, we're going to probably continue to see a very active weather pattern, especially along the East Coast. And then, as we get into October, we're going to see a major severe weather event. Now, let's dive into the details of what we can expect over the next 7 to 10 days across the country. Today, scattered showers and thunderstorms are expected from the Midwest back into the Central Plains. There will also be some showers and thunderstorms across the desert Southwest. On Sunday and Monday, we will continue to see these sporadic showers and thunderstorms across a large swath of the country. We will have a low-pressure system moving through the Rockies, but on Tuesday, if this trough holds, we could see at least isolated severe weather, if not scattered, from Missouri back into Texas with damaging wind tails and a very low risk of tornadoes. while another shortwave trough could also reappear near Pennsylvania. This could also bring isolated severe weather into the mid-Atlantic. And then, through Wednesday and Thursday, those showers and storms will continue mainly over southern Michigan and the Great Lakes as high pressure builds to the north. So, moisture will continue to build across the southern plains into the southeast on Thursday. And then, Friday into Saturday, we'll continue to see showers and storms near the Gulf Coast states. And then, things will get more unsettled. Plains mainly in central Kansas and parts of southern Nebraska, where there's a chance for isolated damaging winds, large hail, and 1 or 2 isolated tornadoes. Key locations that are listed at a 2% tornado risk include North Platte and just east of Goodland, Kansas. We're expecting some scattered showers in the morning across Nebraska. Storms will start to develop around 4 to 5 p.m. in far northern Kansas and southern Nebraska, where the biggest concern will again be hail and wind, but 1 or 2 tornadoes cannot be ruled out in this particular environment. We're going to dive into the upcoming model, looking at the overall pattern of temperatures, storms, the tropics. We can see warmer temperatures mostly along the west, then along the upper Midwest into the East Coast, with the coolest area still not below normal, but the coolest area is this area, across areas like Kansas, Oklahoma, North Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Arkansas, Missouri and a little bit of Alabama and Tennessee. This is the closest to normal in the entire weather pattern coming. And we can see the closest to normal conditions along the west coast, which will almost certainly bring warmer temperatures to the central and eastern states during this late September period. There's a little bit of storminess here across the southeast and mid-Atlantic, but it's still really, really dry in the Ohio Valley and the northeast, where they really need it the most. Looking towards Sunday the 21 stone, the Midwest, the Great Lakes start to spread a little bit more east with this precipitation. We see the Northwest get quite a bit of activity, and the central states of the U.S. looking towards Monday the 22nd. We see the Rocky Mountains into some of the Midwest, into some of the Great Lakes and Ohio Valley, and even into the Mid-Atlantic here with quite a few storms. Tuesday the 23rd. We finally see the east start to get active. The mid-Atlantic and northeast get showers here again. We also see more of the southern plains and the south getting some rain. This southern region is another area that really needs rain. Wednesday the 24th, we have a little bit of low pressure trying to move in here. We get a lot of rain. It even looks like thunderstorms or severe weather is possible across the southern regions. We'll have to keep an eye on it into the middle of next week. Thursday the 25th looks like we'll see a lot of thunderstorm activity again in Alabama, Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, and Tennessee. There's still a lot of good rain in the deeper south. Friday the 26th sees more thunderstorm activity now in the southeast generally, moving into the Ohio Valley. Saturday the 27th sees us get another nice little rain over the mid-Atlantic and northeast. Nothing heavy or consistent enough to really make me feel super optimistic about future precipitation. As you can see, it's going away by Sunday the 28th, but it's better than nothing. Monday the 29th is very quiet in the central and east. We see a lot of good activity in the west, especially the northwest. Their rain season starts a little earlier here. Tuesday the 30th, the southeast and northwest are the hot spots. Wednesday the 1st is here. Well, not much to look at, and that's going to be the case until the end of the model run on Friday, October 3rd. The areas that are really saturated are going to be the Central Plains, the Midwest, the Ohio Valley, the Southeast, even the Mid-Atlantic. The Northeast, I'd love to see more of that. And then Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi are also very, very dry. We have a little cold front behind us, and that means that the cooling is generally coming from the northwest and moving east. Finally, the tropics are warming up again in the Atlantic. We're tracking Gabrielle. It's starting to form and strengthen. And then there's a new tropical wave just off the coast of Africa. This one will likely head towards the Caribbean as we head into next week. We've got a lot more rain in the UK and the US, the Virgin Islands, parts of Puerto Rico. We've got some areas of rain and storms. We could even get a few showers across the ABC Islands. Tracking near the Cayman Islands, back into the Yucatan Peninsula, Mexico. Now, here's Gabrielle. It's strengthening. It's going to eventually become a hurricane, not make landfall in the Caribbean. It's going to get closer to Bermuda and then we'll have a couple more tropical waves off the coast of Africa. We're actually going to see 2 tropical waves and both of them are going to be very close or moving into the Caribbean over the next week. So, right now, the center of the storm is going to be about 130 to 150 miles east of Bermuda. That's going to be good. Rough and dangerous seas, certainly, right now. What I'm seeing in the environment with the models is that it's going to retain Hurricane Gabrielle because it's going to intensify east of Bermuda. All of the models, the US models, the European models, the Canadian models, the German models, are saying that this storm is going to eventually become a hurricane. Now, it's working over some warmer waters. That's why it's going to intensify. One of the reasons it's going to intensify in the Atlantic. It's pushing through that dry air that we talked about. Then we're going to come back here in the Gulf and the Caribbean. The waters are very warm. So next week, I mentioned the tropical waves after Gabrielle. Watching the Atlantic region of Canada, Newfoundland, the Avalon Peninsula, all of that will be to the south and east as it curves in the Atlantic. Yes, this is Gabrielle. We're in the Caribbean. This is another tropical wave behind it. There are actually a couple of them that we're watching. High pressure is way out to the east. There are a lot of fronts near Canada, in the United States, creating a path. And as we get into next week, this is the middle of next week. The European model is showing a strong tropical wave coming into the Caribbean. There could be another storm behind it and those are the ones that we'll be watching as we get into next week. Rain will be a concern. Now, the short-term heavy rain areas again still some areas around the British and US Virgin Islands not spreading across Jamaica, Cuba, Bahamas, Haiti and the Dominican Republic, and you still see heavy rains back into Central America. I see scattered to widespread rain across Guatemala, El Salvador back into Honduras. Nicaragua gets some showers as we head back into St. Lucia, Dominica, we could get some showers. Barbados, heavier rain on the southern coast of Mexico. Bermuda, these are these fronts. The Atlantic area of Canada, down into the Bahamas. We're going to come back here, Winnipeg south, we see some scattered areas of rain and storms, pushing through Wisconsin, Illinois, and then turning towards Missouri. There could be some larger storms coming through here as well. Scattered areas of rain even moving into the southeastern United States, tracking near North Carolina. South Carolina, Georgia, scattered areas of rain and storms. The new system in the Pacific Northwest of the United States and British Columbia is going to be in place on Sunday. You see, dive in. Still tracking some rain towards Southern California, Arizona, New Mexico, and scattered areas of rain here, turning toward southern Ontario, turning toward the eastern Great Lakes. Of course, the seas are going to be treacherous as you get into the Atlantic. Bermuda is right here. Those seas are going to really build up, especially Sunday, Monday through Tuesday. Huge swells are going to be around. Huge swells, especially east of Bermuda. Some huge swells are going to be moving toward the east coast of the United States early to mid next week. Scattered rain is going to be everywhere. So anywhere from the Bahamas, South Florida, Cuba, as we head back to Jamaica, the Cayman Islands, Haiti, the Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico. If we get thunderstorms, we could get 50 to 75 millimeters or 2 to 3 inches of rain quickly. Still looking at some scattered areas back, anywhere from South Antigona back, St. Croix, Anguilla, Antigua, Barbuda, St. Martin, St. Bart's. We've had some of that rain around. Looking at some scattered areas of rain. Sebastia, St. Kitts Anas, Montserrat, Guadeloupe South. May or may not as we head back to Grenada and Trinidad. So some localized flooding is possible. Northern parts of Venezuela, not as much as Guyana and Suriname. But these are the places that will see higher rainfall totals than anywhere from Panama, Costa Rica north, but especially parts of Belize, Mexico, Guatemala, El Salvador, interior parts of Honduras, western parts of Nicaragua. We'll have some totals over 100 millimeters or over 4 inches. Some places will get as high as about 6 inches or 150 millimeters. And the same with the southern coast of Mexico. Some of this moisture has made its way into Southern California, Arizona, New Mexico, much of Texas, not so much. This will happen as we move back into Arkansas and parts of Oklahoma, where there will be some scattered thunderstorms possible throughout the weekend. Same across the Cayman Islands. Even if we don't get any rain, some will be nearby, just a little offshore. Some thunderstorms could even be seen in the distance. The chance of rain remains at 40% with scattered showers possible. If you like this video, please share it with your friends, family, and on social media. Comment in the comment section below the video. I really appreciate it. Please subscribe to the channel to follow. Thank you for watching the news on VTB TN8 channel.